I'm at General Mills. All right. So I have the pleasure of introducing, how people used to say my president, my CFO, my chief executive officer, and just an all-around great person. And I'm just super thankful. He came from another event just to be here, and we appreciate it. And we're just gonna have a few final thoughts from Mr. Kofi Bruce.
Oh, no. Thank you. I want to thank all of the TC Band organizers, the board, and obviously the folks on the ground here at General Mills. It was our privilege to host the 10th TC Band gathering. And I've been asked to do a lot of really hard things, one of which is to follow Brother Ken and precede Cake. So that's puts you in a very dangerous spot on the agenda. Because you have to be additive, but not too long. And so I will reflect on just a couple of things. First, I am tremendously proud to work at a company that has championed diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging for as long as it has, and has produced such a tremendous heritage here in the Minneapolis community, of which alums like Ken is one, of which Eric Alexander is another leader here of this organization. And I think about my own experience joining this company mid-career. One of the things that stands out most is my very first day in this organization, where, like many of you who are working in organizations or have been building your career, you have found yourself alone often, the only or one of the few, the Black person that somebody knows, right? And the key here is that is still too common today. And I came to this organization feeling all of those things. And on that very first day, there was a lunch for the Black Champions Network, but not the whole Black Champions Network, but the directors and officers in the Black Champions Network. This is my very first day. I mean, I had just gotten this badge. Same badge, same picture. That's me about 15 years ago. I had hair. And I walked into this room and there were 40 Black officers and directors in that room. Ken was one of them. Kim Nelson was one of them. Mark Belton was one of them. Kelly Baker, who Ken works for now, is one of them. And I can't tell you what a tremendous amount of support that and win that puts in your sails when you know you're not the only. And what a tremendous wind it puts at your back, and how high it raises your expectations of yourself. To see so many models of Black excellence and leadership. And I tell you that only because today, maybe I've arrived, some of you might say that, but I today feel a tremendous responsibility to give what all of those people gave to me back. And I think if there's one thing I'd leave with all of you, that is the responsibility. Even as you are building your career, there are probably people behind you that you can help and you can pull along and that you can connect. You know, many of us didn't grow up in families or households where these types of careers were the norm, and nobody teaches you how to do it, right? I'm the product, as Ken says, of many mentors, some of whom look like us and many of whom don't, but they've all shaped and molded me and helped me figure out along the way. And that's the tremendous responsibility we all have. And today is about investing in building and expanding your network, creating space for you to be authentically you, but also to go out and have the energy to build elsewhere, which is the explicit responsibility on us as Black leaders. So I want to thank everybody for coming here. I want to just take note that Ken did a really good job of kind of remarking on the moment we're at right now. And I fundamentally agree with him that we see history swing back and forth. There's progress and regression, maybe 2 steps of progress, 1 step of regression. And we're clearly in a regressive phase right now. And you heard people talk about feeling like an imposter. And you heard Ken talk about the political environment being charged and maybe people emboldened to say things and question where we were headed, and, perhaps suggest that the norm should be that funnel works where 30% white men come in and 60% of them are the ones that become leaders at the top. What is that? That's entitlement. That's a sense of entitlement. The challenge, to Ken's point about standing up and calling it what it is and defending boldly what we are doing, which is this is a shared project of prosperity for everybody, where everybody has something to bring to the table and where we can't let our own voices be diminished. And having the boldness in this moment to stand up for our generation is critical, and it's hard, but it's necessary and essential that we do it. And so hopefully today was about getting the energy to go back out and do it, and to lead when it's hard, and to lean on each other as we do it. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We're going to have some cake. We're going to network, and then we're going to go about our ways, and we'll see each other again soon.